Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, and welcome to my achievement/trophy guide for Last Stop, available in July 2021 and also a part of Xbox Game Pass. In this video, I'll take you through all 15 missable achievements/trophies scattered throughout the chapters of this game. The game itself lasts about 5 hours, and there is a chapter select available once you beat it in order to mop up. I will also try my best to limit spoilers throughout the video when possible. Now, the way the game works is you're playing as 3 different characters: John, Meena, and Donna. All 3 of them have their own separate stories, but you have to play them through chapter by chapter. You can also find time links in the YouTube description if you're looking for a specific achievement or trophy. The first one we can grab is playing as John in the first chapter. As we begin walking through the park with Molly, she'll tell us to get some friends, and we'll respond with Shazia as my friend. And for the second option, we'll have to choose dime a dozen. This will make John mention that he goes to the gym, and this will unlock our first achievement or trophy.
We were talking about fish on a bed of Mentos, right?
Now, next up, we're moving on to Meena, whose story is called Domestic Affairs. You will return home after meeting up with your friend Felix, and you'll be able to sit down at your bar in front of you and choose between a total of 3 drinks. For this achievement, you will need to select the water. After you select it, there will be a short kind of mini game where you have to pour it and then sip it. And surprise, surprise, your husband comes over to give you a kiss on the cheek, and the achievement should unlock. The third and final character in our saga, if going from left to right, is named Donna, and her chapters are called Stranger Danger. The first achievement opportunity is in Chapter 1, available after meeting up with your friends. It'll turn to nighttime, and you'll begin this minigame where you have to throw bottles at certain objects. In order to grab the baller achievement, you have to make sure that you get every single hit with only 1 bottle. Basically, you can't miss. So you'll have to throw bottles at things like the soccer ball, the car in the back, the garbage, the boxes. There are other bottles and signs and a surveillance camera littered around, and you need to make sure that you hit the shot. So you'll notice that there's a power bar in the bottom right-hand corner for every item. You have to just make sure that your power is within that power bar, and you should be good to go. If you do miss one, you will either have to quit out to the main menu to try again, or just mop this up in chapter select after completing the game. Upon hitting all of the items and not missing a single shot, the achievement will unlock in the cutscene. We are now off to Chapter 2. We are with John, going in the same order throughout the video. We'll eventually bring Molly to school and talk to our friend Shazia here. It doesn't really matter what you start off the conversation with, but you will eventually be asked what John's mom's name is. Doesn't matter what you answer for that, but then you'll be asked what the biggest phobia is, and here you have to select cotton wool. This is the correct answer in order to unlock the next achievement, which has a really long and complicated name. It'll unlock at the very end of the conversation. We then move on to Meena in Chapter 2, and this happens near the end of the 15-minute chapter. You'll be at home eating dinner with your family. Your husband will make you a compliment, and then what you have to do is you have to respond with the top option: he was the best. You'll then recall about how he used to be a great rock climber, and then about 30 seconds later, when the scene concludes, you'll unlock the achievement or trophy.
I'm gonna have to cancel tonight.
You'll then be playing as Donna in Chapter 2, and we have to roast Becky in order to get an achievement or trophy here. At the beginning, make sure you take her down too. You then may have a couple of things happen that don't really matter at all, but you will eventually have the option to choose to be fierce. Make sure you choose this option, as I believe this is what actually triggers the achievement or trophy. Then we can skip forward a little bit again to the end of the conversation. Becky and Viv will leave. I just told them to go already, although I don't think this matters either. They will leave, and the achievement or trophy should unlock. So next we hop back on board with John in chapter 3, and this happens when you play as John at Jack's work. You'll have to recall what all 4 of the team members do for their job. So Jonah, you'll have to select the right option, which is modeling cream cakes. The second team member, which will eventually show up here, is Letitia. And what they do is they work on the retirement home AI. So that will be option number 2. You need to get all 4 of these correct, by the way, if it's not obvious. Then we have Tobias, and they are responsible for the funeral procession. And then last but not least, we have Maya, who works on the rumbles. So select those 4 options correctly, and as the scene concludes, the achievement will unlock. Then we switch to Meena, who near the beginning of chapter 3 will end up in a cab, and then her phone will ring. You'll be given 3 options, and for this achievement or trophy, make sure you select block. This will get you the blocker. We're then going to go with Donna in chapter 3. You and the stranger will go upstairs and talk at this new location. Eventually, they'll ask if you want to know anything about them. You should select what do I call you, and then you can come up with a name. You'll have to choose the top creative option, which is Starey McStareface. After that name is locked in, just continue the scene until it ends, and the achievement or trophy will unlock.
That's my mum's favorite song.
It's lovely.
Hopping on board with John in chapter 4, you'll play through, and then eventually John and Jack will go to the pub to grab a quick drink and have a conversation. Eventually the conversation will conclude with Jack recommending that he'll play a quick tune on the piano. And here you'll play a little bit of a Guitar Hero minigame that lasts for about 1.5 minutes, and you'll need to select every note correctly and play without any mistakes throughout the entire song. If you do miss one, feel free to back out and try the whole chapter again, or you can redo the chapter through chapter select when you complete the game. Just get all of the notes correct.
That was awesome. You're great at the piano, mate. Absolutely.
Next, you'll naturally want to play as Meena in chapter 4. However, there are no missable achievements or trophies during this chapter. We then move on to Donna in chapter 4. Near the beginning, she'll meet up with Becky and they'll begin walking down the street. As the camera changes, the first option you want to choose is let her know I know. And then what you'll do is start talking about the party and how people were hooking up. And then you'll have to tell her the truth, which is the top option, tell her. This is being honest with her, even though it's a difficult situation, and as a result, you'll be awarded with an achievement or trophy that shows up as the scene changes. John in chapter 5 has no missable achievements or trophies, so we can move on. We'll then play as Meena in chapter 5. You'll go to your dad's house and there will be a mess, and you can offer to help tidy his place. And the thing he wants you to do is to organize his books, and you have to organize all of them correctly into their 3 departments, which is either arts and entertainment, politics and history, or travel. So the first book, we're going to go with politics and history. The second book, we're going to go with arts and entertainment. The third book is a book about Sweden, so it is a travel book. The fourth book will be a film facts book, which is arts and entertainment. The fifth book is an adventurer's guide to Iceland, which is a travel book. The next one is UK politics, which obviously goes to politics. And then after that, we have Lucas Fairfax, and that is an arts and entertainment book. Then we have a book about Hawaii, which is obviously a travel book. And then we have a adult book. I won't say more, and you can put that in the top category, which is arts and entertainment. A very entertaining book, I imagine, to read. And once you select all of them correctly, the achievement will unlock, or you'll have to redo the chapter again and do them correctly. We are then off to Donna in chapter 5. Your sister will handcuff you to a post, and there is a mini game that you'll need to do to escape it. You have to do the mini game successfully on your first try without any mistakes. In the bottom right hand corner, there will be a little circle with a spinning notch on it, and you have to press A at the correct time to fill up the circles. Fill up all 3 circles without a mistake, and you will escape. If you make a mistake, quit out to the main menu and try again. The achievement or trophy should unlock right after. There is also a chapter 6 in this game. John has no missable achievements or trophies. We're done with John in terms of that stuff, but we can move on to Meena, which in this chapter has 2 missable achievements or trophies, which are possible as soon as she breaks into Amy's house. What we need to do is we need to gather all of the evidence, and we also need to make sure we leave everything the same way as when we came in. You'll switch to this kind of first-person minigame mode, and in the first door on your left, underneath the television, open the bottom dresser, pick up the file, read it, and then take it. Because we have to leave everything the way it was, make sure you close this drawer. Then continue along the room and look on the chair. There's a blue laptop, read the note, and then put it back. There is this nightstand here. You can look in it for some fun stuff in the top drawer, but I'm going to leave that for your own playthrough. Instead, what we want to do is go to the drawer on the other side of the bed and look in the bottom one. Here you'll find a pink file with a cactus on it. Open it, read it, and take it. Make sure you close all of the drawers you opened. Feel free to explore for some more gameplay if you want. There's some cool stuff littered around the house for sure. So make sure you close the door when you leave. It can be a little bit finicky, so you can see I opened and closed it a little bit. And then continue and walk all the way down the hall to the last door. This will link you to the living room and the kitchen. Ignore the other doors for now. And once you enter, immediately on your left-hand side, you can find another file. So pick it up, read it, and take it. Feel free to look in some of the cubbies. There's some cool movie references in this room. If you enjoy movies, you might enjoy them, but just make sure you close anything you open. Then go deeper into the kitchen, look on the kitchen table. There is another file here. You'll want to pick it up, read it, and then take it. And then underneath that, there will be a key. We're going to need that key to get into the next room. So we're going to go back the way we came. Make sure you close the door behind you. Again, we have to make sure to leave everything the way it was when we came in. With the key, we can now enter the room that was next to the first room we did. This is kind of the office. There was also a washroom and a closet, but there's nothing important in there. And as soon as you open up this door, a short cutscene will play, and then you'll be in front of a laptop. Interact with this laptop, read it, and take it. This should conclude the scene, and the achievement or trophy should unlock. If done correctly, you should have 2 unlocks that happen at once because we did get all of the evidence, and we also did it without disturbing the scene.
Son of a bitch.
As for what remains, Donna in Chapter 6 has no missable achievement or trophy, and then there is a conclusion to the story, which will unlock just through natural progression upon beating the game. This should result in you having 1,000 out of 1,000 gamer score, or your platinum trophy. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you drop a like, share this video with a friend. Feel free to leave a comment and subscribe for more content. A special thank you to Zarias and Puffy Fins on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.